Hi there, this is Todd with Industrial Comfort. In a lot of my videos I focus on fabrication. Now fabrication always requires tools, and tools need maintenance. So today I'm going to show you how to sharpen a chain on a chainsaw. Now there are a lot of tools that they make to do this. Some of them are electrical, some of them are mechanical, some attached to your Dremel. The only thing you really need is a circular file like this. Now this one happens to be in a little jig and I'll show you how to use it. A Sharpie marker like this, and obviously a pair of gloves to make sure that you're keeping your hands and your fingers safe. It's not a very intimidating process, it's super easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Now there are two terms that you're going to hear when it comes to chainsaw chains. One of which is gauge, which is the thickness of the chain itself, and the other is pitch, which in layman's terms is the distance between the cutting blades. Technically, it's an equation that defines 3 consecutive lengths divided by 2. For the purposes of sharpening a chain, the only thing you need to know is what size file you need and at what angle you need to file. The good news is that the manufacturer is going to tell you that. So in the case of this Ego 18-inch chain, I knew from the manufacturer that I needed a 5/32 file, and I also knew that I needed to file at a 30-degree angle. Now I recently bought this particular file from a company called Oregon Products. I'm not endorsed by them, I don't get paid by them. It was just a cheap file that I picked up on Amazon, and it is a 5/32 file, and it actually has hash marks that define 30 degrees. So I know exactly how to keep the file parallel to the bar to make my file cuts. So in order to sharpen this chain, what I'm going to do is use this Sharpie marker. I'm going to mark one of the links so I know exactly where I started, and I'm just going to go around the chain. Now you don't have to be too aggressive when you're filing. You just want to make sure that you're taking off a little bit of material, essentially get the blade shiny again, and you're going to move on to the next tooth and so on and so forth. And you'll rotate the blade. Now, in order to do this, you'll notice that the blade or the machine is set to safe, as defined by this red color here from the guard. In order to move the chain, you need to pull this back and make sure it's unlocked so that you can rotate the chain. Make sure you're wearing a pair of gloves when you do this. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is use my Sharpie, and I am going to make a mark on the first chain that I'm going to sharpen so I know exactly where I started. Now as I mentioned before, and I'll put a link to this in the description, this tool will show me the exact angle I need to be and all I need to do is keep this parallel to the blade. So what I want to do is find the blade that I'm going to be sharpening, which is right here. I'm going to line it up so that this line right here is parallel to the bar here. And I'm going to just gently move it forward. Now you only want to go in one direction. You never want to move this back and forth. Okay, now let's get a closer look to see how we've done. Now I don't know if you can see that, but right here you can see that I only needed about 5 passes to get that shiny again. So we'll continue the process throughout the rest of the chain. Alright, so I'm going to find the one that I just sharpened, and then I will move on to the next one. Now this goes at the opposite angle, so we'll be keeping this line parallel with the bar. And I give it about 5 strokes. And looks terrific. Now we'll move on to the next one. And we'll move on to the next one, and so on and so forth. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, in order to advance the chain, I just push the guard back, use a gloved hand, and I can pull the chain forward. Filing a chainsaw chain like this is so easy. It took me about 3.5 minutes to do this 18-inch chain, and it'll keep this chain cutting like butter for years. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.